Hey guys, it's Kelsey. I'm back with another scrapbooking process video, and today we have another kind of more monochromatic layout. I was planning on using the A side of that paper, which is the very rose gold and floral paper from Prima Marketing, but once I flipped it over and I saw this kind of tone-on-tone ledger text print, I just thought it went so well with the photos, and I really thought it would give me an opportunity to do a more highly textured layout. And I have a lot of cork pieces that I'm planning on using this month, so I figured this would be the perfect page to really pile the cork pieces on. I just love all the tone on tone. This layout is documenting Billy and Lizzy. So my best friend in college, she also was in the guide dog program, and her puppy's name was Lizzy. And she was a couple months older than Billy, but we had a lot of classes together. We were both pre-vet majors, and we were both in the Horsemen's Club, so we were together a lot. And so we often took care of each other's puppies while one of us was in science lab, or if we were in a horse class that we couldn't bring the puppies. So this is just documenting while I was taking care of Lizzy and they were playing. They're so much fun to watch. We always kind of joke that they're a little boyfriend and girlfriend, even though Lizzy was always bigger than Billy. They're always really fun to watch. I don't know if Lizzy is a guide dog right now. You guys know by now that Billy failed and I ended up adopting him. But yeah, so this is the documenting their little friendship and them just rough and tumble. You can see that top photo, Billy's on top, and then the next photo, Lizzy's on top, and they're just fun. I am getting another paper bag used up. I am inking everything in that ground espresso ink. And I love how on theme this page was, even though there's no like coffee cups or anything. I feel like this is a good example of how you can use that coffee theme on a non-coffee layout. So I really feel like the cork and the brown paper bag and the brown ink and this ledger print, it's all very cozy and just reminds me of a coffee shop. So I am using a couple scraps here, a couple black and white scraps that I've accumulated so far this month. Some of that black and white heart vellum. I'm still gutting a lot of the pieces that I want to continue using. These more simplistic black and white prints I really want to salvage because a lot of the papers I have this month are very loud and busy. So the more toned down papers I want to make sure I can stretch. Have some more scraps here. I'm just layering up a couple things. I'm not thinking too hard about it. I just know I want this brown paper bag to kind of be the big back layer. So I'm trying to make sure nothing really overlaps that other than the black layer going off to the side here. So just getting all of this glued together. Sorry about my remote that's in the middle of the screen. You guys probably also know by now I watch TV while I scrap, and I was not paying attention that the remote was in the middle of the table, but I'll move it here in a little bit. And then I don't know if I've pulled out all the cork pieces yet, but I do have an XOXO cork stickers. I have an I Heart You cork sticker, and then there's just a circular cork piece with a white heart inked on it, and I thought all of those were really cute and cozy and on theme for this layout because they love each other. It is very nice that whenever Lacey and I would study together, we were able to bring our pups and they kind of just played with each other while we studied for class. And even this brown paper bag I'm inking, I just love the added texture that adds. Sorry about my hair. But I think I'm almost done with the photo layers. This is that scrap of vellum I'm going to add as like a more horizontal layer towards the bottom. And I'm inking that as well. I love the way that inked edges looks on vellum. So this is basically the base for my page and all of the layers. That vellum piece was not long enough, so you just saw me kind of cut it since it's going to be behind the other layers anyways. So I'm going to get that glued down, and I really like how that looks. Once I get this glued down, I really just have to stick down the cork stickers. This was a really easy page. Like, this page came together so quickly, but I just love it so much. I think these XO stickers look really nice running down the side of the brown paper bag, which is nice because that will create a nice visual triangle if I have those XOs running down the side. I'm planning on the I Heart You to be the kind of on the lower left hand side, And then you'll see I end up creating an accessory cluster in the upper left-hand corner, and that final cork piece will go up there, so I really have a nice visual triangle with all the cork pieces. Before I glue this down, I do want to gut the section of this paper that is covered. I think this ledger print will be a really nice layer on another page. Even the rose gold floral, even though it is a lot busier, I think in that smaller scrap size, it will be a nice frame if I decide to use the other side. But either way, I wanted to save a bit of it, and then I just backed it in that scrap piece of black, and now I'm going to glue down my layers. And I really like how this looks. I'm just trying to make sure I have enough spacing for those cork stickers. So I'm going to go ahead and commit and stick those down. And then I think I will stick down the I Heart You cork stickers. And that's just going to go in the opposite corner, and I love how that frames the photos. I just love the texture that cork adds. I don't use cork enough. I don't have a lot of cork pieces. This is probably actually the rest of the cork that I have. But I love when I do use cork. I think it's such a cool touch. So I thought for a minute I might use some of that fuzzy white trim, but it was instantly too distracting on this layout. I didn't really leave myself enough room to try to incorporate that. But this is where I realized, okay, I have my final cork piece. I want it in the upper left-hand corner, so I need to create some layers to kind of have that sit. So I'm just trying to mimic some of the layers I already did behind my photo by using some of the same scraps and the same papers. So it just takes me a minute to compose that little area. But again, that was pretty simple, and I love doing this. Especially when I already have scraps of all the papers I've already incorporated. It's a nice way to get some more of it used up. So you can see I'm just trying to figure out how I want them layered. I end up doing something similar that I did with the photos, and I have the vellum in the back with a block of the white and black hearts, and then just a skinny strip of that black paper, and then the cork will sit on top of there. So I'm trying to see if I want the black behind, but after I lay it down like this, I realized the black would look better over top. So yeah, it takes me a minute of playing around, but this is kind of what I end up going with, is this look right here, and I think that looks really nice. And it kind of balances what I've already done. So I'm just going to trim it up. Again, I'm going to ink everything in that ground espresso ink. And then once I get this piece composed, I want a title. I do want a little bit of journaling too, but I do want to make sure the title I want to be Lizzy, just because Lizzy is the other dog's name. I think that's an easy way to document that, but I will do a tiny bit of journaling as well once I kind of get to that point. But I almost have all this glued down, and then we will move on. But I love how monochromatic, and I know I've said it 100 times, but like just the textures on this page, it's just so cozy. I love it. I think a lot of the layouts I did this month, especially so far, are very pink, either pink and brown or pink and black. And so having this page and the one you just saw, even though I scrapbooked this one first, but you saw the other one first because it was for a hop, I just like having a couple of these more neutrally ones thrown in. Because I was kind of getting tired of doing all the pink. So these two pages were a nice little refresher. But I have that little layery bit done. Now I'm going to stick down the cork. And then I'm just going to secure a couple of these other layers that weren't sticking very well. But I go in with just some white foam alphas, and I'm just going to spell Lizzy on the photo in the lower right hand corner. I don't want it to be too distracting, but I just thought that was the best spot for the alphabet. So I'm just trying to find an alphabet that I have all of the letters that I need. And so I went with this one, which is a good medium size, I think. So I'm just going to spell out Lizzy. And then just with a black pen along the bottom, I'm just going to say Billy's best friend Lizzy hung out to play while Lacey was in class. And then I just dated it. This was August 26th of 2011. And that's pretty much it. So just takes you a minute to find all the letters. I think I had to go through like 3 different sheets of the same alphabet to find all the letters I needed. But I'm glad that I got to use a couple Z's, because I feel like we always have Z's left over on our alpha sheets. And so Lizzy was nice to spell out because I used 2 of them. But title's done. I'm just going to do that bit of journaling along the bottom. I really like doing journaling like this that are just tucked up under that final layer, and it's not too distracting, but the information's there if you need it and if you notice it. I don't want it to distract from anything else, so this was just a nice, easy way to do it, just having that one line there. I had to double check the date, and I think that's it. So here are the close-ups. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. I did just go back and ink a little bit on those white alphas, just they were too stark. So I did the distress ink on the alphabet as well, just to give it a little bit more of that cozy feel. But here are the close-ups. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.